Giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Church of Great Millstone. Shalom to all you brothers out there, sincere brothers that's prophesying in the true name and the true doctrine about the times we're in and headed to. For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Alright, this is Kwadash Paya. And this is why we can't trust the enemy. You know, you can't be so naive to trust everything you see and hear on these different social media platforms, which is run by different banks. And this is a clear example I'm about to show you with this picture. Also some videos, and I'm gonna bring some scriptures out, because if you don't know who the enemy is, you know what I'm saying, you just gonna end up falling for all his snares, which is traps, you know. And all with all this social media, television, telling lies to your vision, is all, you know, sorcery. It's all witchcraft, man. Because they use this to form a narrative, to psychologically manipulate the people, you know, in masses, for social engineering and program people to get ready for something that, you know what I'm saying, might not even be happening, you know? Just, you know, I just have to say that, like, because you got to be able to discern, you got to be spiritual to discern what's right, what's, you know what I'm saying, from what's a trap, you know what I mean, what's a lie, and what's the truth. And this is why in this society, Babylon, America, aka Babylon the Great, Babal meaning what? Confusion. This place is nothing but confusion. But anyway, as you can see here, CNN, right? The picture with the white, right? Where it says breaking CNN journalist Bernie Gore's executed in Kabul by Taliban soldiers. We are working with U.S. officials to get several more journalists out of Afghanistan. At this time, our thoughts are with Bernie's family, right? Basically, he got executed in Kabul by the Taliban. And then, on this side, the black, it says, we are sad to announce that the first American casualty of the Ukraine crisis has taken place. Thoughts and prayers with the family of activist, not as an activist, right? Bernie Gorge, who passed away this morning after a mine planted by Russian-backed separatists exploded. So which one is it, man? You know? And that's why you gotta just be aware, man. Like the scriptures in Sirach, where it tells you, be not ignorant of anything small or great. You know? So you got clips of bombs, you got clips of people, you got different pictures, you know, shown that wasn't even around the same time. Videos of bombs blasting places. They'll say it's Ukraine, but really it was like 4 or 5 years ago over in Israel or something. You know what I'm saying? Then you got clips like this. Let me show you, man. You know, you got actors, Agent Provocateur. You got actors, man. You know? And it's not crisis actors. And it's not hard to find a bunch of crisis actors. You go on Craigslist and pay them like $500 and they'll come, throw some makeup on. You got different news journalists and to write reports on it and articles. See, that's another thing. A lot of articles ain't even what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be so naive. You got to be able to discern. You got to be spiritual. Nevertheless, it's all prophecy. You know what I mean? right? Now look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. So it says the helpless Ukrainian people. Video was filmed in England in 2013 for the movie Invasion Planet Earth. Now you got just recently, hashtag Russia, hashtag Ukraine and shit like that for more updates quick. And then they show the same clip. So come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, so with that, let's get some scriptures. Let's get some precepts. Because, hey man, like the scriptures say, everything that's done in the dark shall be brought to light. Roughly paraphrasing. So we're going to start off with Psalms chapter 64 verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And even these politicians, they slip up on certain words. They snitching on themselves, man. You know? It's the book of Sirach, chapter, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 16, says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, meaning his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, which is a trap. So they speak in these things, that Hegelian dialectics, problem, reaction, solution, blaming this country, blaming that country, when they're the one provoking shit, right? And then coming with a solution, thinking that they're helping, but they're the ones that's causing shit. And the world is seeing, the snake, these elites, Esau, Edomites, right? Amalek, you know what I'm saying? These different kings of the earth, like the scriptures say, that they shall hate the whore, which is these other countries seeing the lies, the propagandas, the agendas. They speaking with a double tongue as a snake. Can never trust a snake. So I says, who pity a charmer? So they imagine how to overthrow thee. It says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So they're gonna act like they're humble. They're gonna act like they're sending aid, helping you with this, that, and the third. Oh, this is convenient. Oh, there's a economic crisis, but we found another way, which is the digital device. Oh, the C-19. Oh, people's getting sick, so we gotta come on, man. You gotta know who the enemy is, so that way you can understand how to combat, all his lies and trickery, which is all sorcery. As a matter of fact, since I stated that, let's get Isaiah 47:12, stand now without enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right, with lying. It tells you the enemy cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy, roughly paraphrasing, St. John 10:10. But it says, because they working on the left-hand side, you know what I mean, through the spirit, through the spirit Satan. Satan is using these elites, the Rothschilds, the bankers, the Edomites, man, the so-called white people, the higher ups, that's behind in the shadows, right? The feds, that control the feds and all that. That controls the gold, the oil, and all that, man. Right? Secret societies, which is not a secret no more. Everything's coming to light. Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. And they're not going to prevail. It says, here's the point, verse 13. Thou art wearied. Meaning what? They're getting weak. They're getting exposed. Their skirt is being lifted. Like a woman, you lift up their skirt. Now their shame is being seen, their secret parts. Right? Their secrets is being revealed. Their shame, they're being ashamed. So, the more the more they're being exposed, is to the point where they're going to have to come down with force. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to come down with force using, their military, martial law, so on and so forth. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So none of that, their sorcery, none of that is going to be able to save them from what the Lord is going to bring upon this place. Judgment is coming, man. And the Lord is the one that's controlling everything. Scripture said that wicked are created for the day of evil. Roughly paraphrasing. So the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. The Lord is controlling, like it says, what? The deceived and the deceiver are his. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So that's the power we're dealing with. It says in Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, right? Because, it says the other one said Sirach, but this one says in Ecclesiasticus, which is really the same book, right? Chapter 28, verse 13, curse the whisperer and double-tongued, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. So they're destroying countries, they're destroying kings, they're destroying the people that are at peace. And, this is a wicked-ass king. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Matter of fact, let's get that. Salakia, if I said it, I was just roughly paraphrasing. I had to get it so like that I wouldn't butcher it, You don't want to add or take away, man. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, right? Because these, at least like the scriptures say in Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So it's showing you right now that these people, that this nation, the Edomites, whether they Democrat, Republican, whatever, they're all in cahoots together, same council, right? When the wicked beareth rule, they're in rule right now, coming up with these different sanctions, these unjust laws, right? A bunch of unjust laws to oppress the people, because a lot of it is for what? Money, for riches, The people mourn, and the people are mourning. You see in the uproars of the people, more and more riots, protests, rallies. They shall not regard their kings or princes, man, as the scriptures say. So, more and more you got whistleblowers, and that's why the Lord set up primarily the righteous men, the prophets, pursuing what? The apostles on down, through all the men that's prophesying, like I always say, through the true name and the true doctrine. Like-minded men that's in sincerity, in righteousness and in fear. That's bringing his word out, which is what? Bringing down strongholds, revealing secrets, revealing what's going on, prophesying, man. The Lord always did that throughout generations, different kingdoms of wicked kings that ruled before the great judgment of that place. And we at the end, this is the greatest judgment. This is going to be the last war to end all wars. All right? Like it tells you in Jeremiah 28 and 8. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick, because there's nothing new under the sun. Right? This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 28 verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Alright? So, this is the book of Daniel chapter 8 verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. So what? All that I just showed you is him causing craft. This is crafty works, man. You know? This is all crafty works. It's all stage. It's all design. It's all designed to profit, you know, ultimately their agenda. So what? It says, and throughout his policy, and then they change different laws. They're changing, you know, policies, right? You know, new laws. Now the Constitution won't be in effect, you know. So what? For them to fit their what? New world order. Alright, so it says, cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, meaning in his mind, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So even with their technology, which the Lord allows them to use, which is their sword, which is which they use to try to deceive the world, and with their technology, they shall even try to fight against Yahushua when he comes back, the Son of Man. You know, but what? They're not gonna prevail. You know, but the Lord is doing this to make them more prideful. All right. So with that, man, you know, I hope this lesson was edifying. You know, with that, you know, watch and pray, man. You know, be wise, discern. All right, and filter everything through the scriptures, because if not, you're gonna get caught up. That's why a lot of people got caught up with that whole that venom juice. You know, and then what? They started seeing the reactions, and they now became in shame and regretful. Right? But this is why you gotta what? Know thy enemy. So with that, shalom.